let's get started on the video. The $1 billion has reached its mark for Mega Million, but the Powerball had been won in Maryland for 731 million, and we know that they're gonna give away one of the jackpots sooner or later. And what's better to do it than give away the Powerball than the Mega, because Mega Million has a higher chance, has a faster chance to get to $1 billion before Powerball, because Powerball was at 730. So it take one to three draws to get to 1 billion. But Mega Million has reached over 1 billion. So that means that in order for them to make for them to make money, the best choice was to give away the lower jackpot than the higher jackpot, because obviously the higher jackpot will create more sales. So they kept the $1 billion Mega Million because it was close to it was 30 million away from reaching 1 billion, and they did that. So let's see if they could surpass 1 billion and go to 2 billion. So whoever won this one is going to be very, very lucky. So hopefully we'll win it. But let's talk about the winning number. So last year they really did somehow cheat. You can see, if I enlarge this number, you can see the 40, 53, 60, 68, 69, and 22. So three numbers are in the 60. Like you can see, I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks, for a long time. I'm not gonna throw three number in the first Invincible, the first Invincible section, but they do throw it in the other range, like 50s, 60s. They do throw it now. They throw it in the 360, 60, 68, and 69, and 53 and 40. They're both high numbers, because high numbers are from 36 to 69. They throw in high numbers. Even the Mega Ball is high. So 1 to 13 is low Mega Ball, and 14 to 26 high. So all are high numbers. So as you can see, lottery, if you use your own lottery machine and you pick number from the lottery machine, you won't pick all high numbers. That's not how it goes. They don't pick all high numbers. Somehow they pick all high numbers from 40 to 69. That's only 19 Mega Ball. That's only 29 balls to focus around to hit that jackpot, because from 40 to 69 is 29 balls. So as you can see, they really pull high numbers. They really want. I thought that of all high numbers, nobody's gonna win, but obviously somebody win. I thought that's how it goes. I thought nobody's gonna win this jackpot, but they did give it to someone in Maryland. And as you can see, 12 winners: California, Georgia, Illinois, Maine, Michigan, New Jersey, and Oregon both won 12. Total of 12 $1 million. As you can see, California and New Jersey always win, but as you can see, New York has these amount of sales. Highest amount of sales also generate from New York and Florida. And you can see no New Yorker has won second prize of $1 million, and I don't believe that. So you can see how they cheat, because for an all high number, so nobody will win. There's no way that when you do a couple of draws, you're gonna pick all high numbers. No way. It gotta be one low numbers. It's rare. So as you can see, and then for second prize, also so in Maryland. Is that a coincidence? Maryland win the top two prizes. It can't be a coincidence. They probably want to give it to those players. Can't be a coincidence that Maryland won two top prizes. I don't think Maryland has one of the top lottery sales in the 50 state and U.S. Virgin Islands or District of Columbia combined. That's not one of the top states that has the most sales, and they rather give it to the least top sales states. And Maryland, if you look at Maryland on the map, Maryland has the smallest when comparing to other states. Maryland is not that big also, okay? But before we get started, let's look at the Powerball winning combination, where the number stands in the Powerball. And so for last night's Powerball, as you can see, let's write the Powerball number down. 40, 53, 60, 68, 69, and 22. Most of the time, they were throwing in pairs around the 60 for Powerball or Mega Man. One of them, they were throwing pairs of 60s. Now, they decide to throw in trios of 60s. That's going to be a hard, because nobody's going to pick 3 60s. But they decided to throw in 60. So let's look at the pool. We have 5 more tickets from last draws. Roll over to this pool. Let's look at the pool result. 9, 21, 42, 57, and 68. 68 was the code. We matched 68. 42 was one below, one above 40, even, off. And 9 was 69. So the last Powerball, the code was 68. And almost 3 numbers here. If you count 9, if you don't count the 9, it's almost 2 numbers. And then on this one also, 40, we got 38, 1 off even. 53 we got correct. 58 came 68, 1 off in a 10 spot. 59 came 60, 1 off, almost 4 numbers here. And if you look at this one, 16, 39 came 40, 55, 62 came 60, and 68. So we got 1 number correct, but the other 2 was off by 1 and off by 1 even. So almost 3 numbers. And this one also, we got 19, 23, 30 came 40, 1 off. 10 spot, 46, 65, 12 came 22, 1 off. And 13, 21, 28, 67 came 69, 1 off, odd, and 68 we got, and 04. So this pool is over. So we're going to try to do the next pool. The next pool will be more focused on Mega Man because Mega Man has the highest jackpot. Doesn't mean that we're not going to focus on Power, because what if we hit Powerball? Still good amount of money. And we know that they cheated last draw because both prizes gave it to Maryland when there are other 40-something states that sells lottery. They rather give the 2 top prize to Maryland. And you can see that the mega player of 2 million and the 731 million was given to Maryland. That you can obviously cheat even with the high numbers. You can see from draw to draw, they never threw an all high number, and they decided to throw an all high number that draw and give the jackpot away. Now let's look at where the number stands in these number 4. If you look at these number 4 for tonight's game, if you look at 40 in these number 4, it's not in any of these because 40 can be used in the blue box, because since it's not in the diesel, you can use it in the blue box right over here where the red one is. 53 is not there either. So these number 4 didn't do good. 60 not there. 68 not there. And 69 is on the top. So 69 was obvious. And you can see how much time 69 appears. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So 69 appears like around 5 times. So only number in the diesel was 69. That's the obvious number. 69 will be in quadrant 1, and then 22 not in the diesel. So again, this diesel didn't do that good for Powerball. Now I'm gonna look at the diesel that did good. So these number 4 didn't do good. Now if you look at diesel, for those who have the breakdown for lists, you can see which diesel did good. I'm gonna review the diesel that did good. Now 40, I'm looking at diesel number 1, 40, 53, 60, 68. No, diesel number 1 didn't do good either. Now I'm looking at diesel number 2, 40, 53, 60, 68, 69. And 22. These number 2 had 4 winning combination. They're both in quadrant 1. Now let's look at these number 3, 40, not there. 53, 60, 69, None of these are good for Powerball. And I'm not gonna post it up since none of these did good for Powerball. Why? Because one of the main reasons that it didn't do good for Powerball is because they throw in all high numbers. They throw us off guard with all these high numbers. And if you were to pick these numbers, you wouldn't pick all high numbers. You would pick some from low. So because you would pick some from low, you will pick one. Definitely, you will pick one below 40. And because you're picking one below 40, you obviously won't have a chance to hit that jackpot because they were throwing in 40 and above numbers. So you can see how they cheat. So I expect that Mega Man, they would cheat somehow. They would cheat. They would either throw in all high numbers. Again, for Mega Man, that which I think they would do it. Either throw in either high numbers, or they would throw us off guard and throw all even or most of them is even, or most of them is odd numbers. So either 5 to 1 even, 5 to 1 odd, or they will throw all high numbers. And because tonight's draw is going to be a design draw, who takes the big one, you're going to have to focus, trust yourself, and focus on spreading the Mega Ball. You spread the Mega Ball, be sure to use the pentagon. For those of you who got a pentagon pair, be sure to use the pentagon pair, because imagine that you got the pentagon system correct and you had the 5-win number. All you need to do is focus on that Mega Ball tonight. And we know that the code was not hard to predict. That 68 was going to be drawn. 68 was code last night. And if you look at the code for last night's game, I'm going to post that code again. And if you look at the code for last night's game, for Powerball, let's look at the Powerball for last night's game. And let's try to do a new here. Let's use this one for example. I'm gonna use this one. You can see the 40. They're all high number 40. And then 53. No, let's not do it. Let's keep the 04 because we need one low. So you can be off by one. Remember, if you're gonna pick your number without using a pair and compare, then when you pick one number that's low, you won't hit the jackpot like I said before. When you pick the one number that's low, because obviously you won't pick all 5 number 40 or above, you're gonna have to pick one number. So what advantage does the pen and compare give you? Because pen and compare system, it give you one number that won't match the 5 winning combination. You can have one number that doesn't match the 5 winning combination. That's what the pen and compare advantage is. You can have one strike. After the one strike, you cannot have another strike. Once you have another strike, you have to guess another. If you pick the wrong number the second time, then you won't have a chance to hit the jackpot. So that's why the pen and compare is so good, because you can have one strike, 60 and 69, and code. Obviously, code is 68. Again, these are the code. Don't make this up. This is the code. Using pen and compare system, you can have one strike. This one strike that you have was the 04, because no number was drawn below 40. Obviously, you can have one strike. 68 was code last night. No doubt that the code was predicted last night. 68, and you're gonna see the code. Most likely will be drawn tonight. If you figure out the code and you matrix the line with the code, you're gonna obviously get advantage. So you're gonna follow the system. And 22 wasn't hard to predict last night either. 22 was overdue. Is still trying to catch up. At 22 had to be drawn. For those of you who went against 22, you didn't hit your mark. So do not go against the system. At 40 is one pair. Next pair is 453. Next pair is 460. Next pair 469. Next pair 40. 53. Next pair 40. 60. And then the next pair 40. 69. And the last pair, the next pair, after you went from 40 and then 53, you're going to 53 now. 53, 60, and then you go from 53 to 69. And then after 53 to 60, 53 to 69, you go from 60 to 69. And which pair did make it? All these first four did not make it. So what do? I'm going to go with black. These four did not make it. So if you have any of these four pairs in your combination, then that's a strike. You won't hit the jackpot, but you still hit 5 numbers for third prize, because the 4, once you miss one white ball, you out of second prize or prize of 730 million for last draw. So again, now for this, the pair that made it, you can have 3 pairs to be correct. So 40, 53, and 60, 69 is one pair. Now 40, 60, and 53, 69 is not a pair. So when you play these pairs, it looks the same. It looks similar. It looks the same number 3 times, but it's not, because you're playing with a different mega ball. You're playing with a different mega ball. So again, once you play it with the different mega ball, it has this different combination. So again, these 3 pairs will give you 3 combinations that will get you at least $1 million. If you don't play the mega play, if you power play, if you play a power play, guarantee $2 million for last draw. So again, after you pair these up, you're missing one number. That one number is 68, because you're trying to figure out the code. Once you figure out the code, it's much easier to figure out every other number. So the code is important. If you don't have the code, you're not going to hit that jackpot. So code is important. And then after you figure out the code, good. After you figure out the code, you can figure out every other numbers around the code. 4. If you look at 68, let's look at 68 for last draw. I'm going to give you if you look at 68 in the draw, 68 is not in the Dster. So 68 is not in the Dster. So again, but I'm going to review the 4 Dster here. Show everybody where the 4 Dster stands. If you guys can see it, let's get a clip. Let's clip it. Show everybody. I'm not going to retype the thing. It's going to take too much time. So I'm going to review the 4 Dster. This is the 4 Dster. Let's see if I can clip it. Show everybody. We'll try to clip it in the computer. So no, I'm not able to clip it in the computer. So what I'm going to do is try to set this up right here. Show everybody. Let's show everybody Dster number 1 first. And you can see Dster number 1 on top. So if you see Dster number 1 on top, you can see there's no 68. Now, let's move on to Dster number 2. So I'm showing you Dster number 2. 68 is on top, right? 68 is on quadrant 1. Now, the winning combination were 40. Also in quadrant 1. 69, also in quadrant 1. And 60, also in quadrant 1. So, again, the only number is 53 and 22. So, you can see that all the numbers were around the code 68 for last draw. Now, if you go to Dster number 3, same thing. Did not have the 68. Did not have the 68. Now, go to Dster number 4. Did not have the 68. So, you can see that the only problem about last night's draw is that they don't have 22 or 53 in Dster number 2. But overall, you can see the winning combination in Dster number 2. We're all in quadrant 1, so we're trying to focus on one section also. So I'm going to try to post a Mega Million result after tonight's draw. And keep sending me those win tickets. And remember, you can see 2, 6, 18, 36, 37, 21. The player almost You can see the top was the winning number. He almost hit the jackpot. Almost hit the jackpot. He missed the number by 1. He should have hit the 36, but he didn't play 36. He played 3, so he did not hit the jackpot. So please follow the rules, and they got throw in 3 numbers in the same range again. Not only for Powerball, they can do that for Mega, but obviously they won't do it on 3 low numbers. They won't do that because that's going to be obvious. A lot of people play these numbers. They're not going to throw numbers that people play the most. So again, if you'd like to be added to the list for any of these games, you can email me hyper_links@yahoo.com for any game prediction or requests. And please donate, subscribe, share, and like my video. And if you want to learn my system, you can email me at hyper_links@yahoo.com. Remember, the invisible number system is the key. And before we go, let's talk about the invisible numbers. Invisible numbers, they drew in 2 numbers in the 5th invisible numbers. Fifth invisible they threw in 2 5th invisible last draw for Powerball. Not only did they throw in the 5th invisible number, they threw in 1 4th invisible number. So there were 2 5th invisible and 1 4th invisible number, and you can see that how it's played. And clearly, 68 was overdue as the 5th invisible number. 68 was overdue as the 5th invisible number, and that's why 68 got drawn over. And you can see how powerful the invisible number is. It works. It truly works. So you can email me for the invisible number also, and I do pick 4 and pick 3. You can email me for that as well.